What are you hoping to convey with your music? Do you feel that your music acts as a catalyst to social changes?
Um, Enjoyment, reflection, you know what I mean? If my music could make you open your mind to something or think about something differently than you previously thought about it, uh, dialogue leads to dialogue, conversation, um, or once again, just enjoyment, just that you enjoy it. It's what I liked with Entree. What a lot of people told me with Entree is that they put it on and they had it just running from start to finish in the background while they had like dinner parties or were just chilling with friends, and the music wasn't like obtrusive or anything. It was like it's kind of good background sound music to what they were doing. So yeah, man, if it helps you get through your day and just get through whatever you're doing, then yeah, that's what it is, man.
Do you think that music can act as a catalyst to social change?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. How so? Well, I mean, like hip hop has done so much just in terms of race relations and generation gaps. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, hip hop's opened plenty of doors in. Wow, how much time do we have?
Let's talk about a time frame of, let's say, the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years, I'd rather talk about the 10 before that. The last 10 years, because it can be detrimental as much as it can lead to social change, right? Like, the reason I said, let's talk about the 10 years before the last 10 is because I find like the last X amount of years it has been more, I don't want to say done more negatives than positives, but it glamorized a lot of stuff that, in my opinion, not to say shouldn't be glamorized, but it made a lot of stuff easily accessible for kids, and you know what I mean. Like kids, a lot of kids would not know what Molly is if it wasn't for hip hop. You know, a lot of kids would not know about a lot of these stuff if it wasn't for hip hop. But that's a good thing because it's also hip hop has always been a reflection of what's going on. You know what I mean? I just don't like the promotion of the. I don't mind the telling what's going on because that's real life, but it's the glamorizing the BS that I have a hard time with, and I see it a lot as a substitute teacher. Like I see how a lot of these kids just try to emulate and duplicate what they see. You know what I mean? Like a few years ago, I was working at the school, and this is when Lil Wayne was popping, and all these kids were walking around with these red flags in their back, not knowing what it is. You know what I mean? Not knowing if you go to the East End or certain parts of town, dudes, you'll get stomped on. You know what I mean? Like dudes will find that disrespect. Like they had no clue. But hip hop never gave them the whole story of it. You know what I mean? You just see guys throwing up bees and claiming this, that, or the other, but you don't know why they're doing it, you know, so yeah, hip hop definitely leads to social change.
And that's why I love your music in one aspect, because hip hop,
Yeah.
just like you said, there's a lot of kids out there,
Yeah.
they're looking to emulate somebody. And a
Yeah.
lot of them go to music, to hip hops, but certain people just rap things that, how can I say that?
Yeah.
That they're not very conscious that young people will try to follow their lead.
I mean, it doesn't come with a rule book, right? You know, at the end of the day, it falls on your guardians and the people around you that are responsible for you that could actually, like, I could watch a violent movie. I could play I was just telling you, I love Grand Theft Auto, right? Like, my nephew comes here, he plays Grand Theft Auto, but he knows it's a video game. You know what I mean? And I make sure he knows it's a video game. He's not going out there trying to jack cars and pop off at people and whatnot. Like, he knows it's you know, it's fictional and it's a pastime and it's entertainment. But you need people or institutions in place to balance it out. You know what I mean? Like, I loved NWA, Snoop. I like the gangster rap. That was my shit. You know, I loved the gangster. Even though I don't rap that, I loved it. But I loved it when it was real. And I also was fortunate enough to have been in real situations where I can separate fiction from reality. You know what I mean? Like, I know dudes that are gang banging on record. I know dudes that are gang banging in real life. But the real life, you see the real life. You don't just see the glitz and the glamour. You see people getting locked up. You see families being devastated. You know, you see, yeah, you see a lot. You know, so once you really see it, then you know how to take it and you know what it is. But it's when you don't get the full picture that it's problematic.
And did somebody ground you when you were younger to tell you what was fictional and not?
They didn't have to because I was around it. You know, my older brothers, my cousins, my mom. My mom kept me grounded for sure, but I mean, it was just the people I was around. And plus, I mean, I think I came up in like that last generation of kids who really played outside and learned the hard way. You know what I mean? And I had the older guys on my block looking out for me. You know what I mean? Like, I find we lost a lot of that. You know, I mean, I could maybe, just from my angle, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see, I see it in certain places, but not like it was. You know what I mean? Where it really was a village raising a child. Like, even if my mom wasn't around, I wasn't home, like, if my neighbors saw me doing something, it was just like my mom saw me doing it, because I know it would come back to me, you know? Where now it is like a lot of disconnect, and there's a lot of like,
Mind your own business type.
mind your own business,
Yeah.
kids out there on their own, you know what I mean? A lot of adults are scared of kids,
Yeah.
you know? Like, so there's somewhere along the line that just broke down, and we lost a lot of the fabric that made us what we were.